All right, hello Bastion, it's Joe here. Welcome to the second month of your membership here. Congratulations, for real. I am so proud and happy that you guys stuck through those first few weeks, that you did the practices, that you kept up and contributed and etc. And now we're ready for the second month. And this is where things really start to happen. Because the first month was all about getting things ready, essentially. So making sure you have proper posture, making sure you're breathing right, making sure you have a practice to build energy with, the tree pose, and you have a way to feel your own energy and you can feel your progress as you develop. And you got some diet tips and you got various little things that get you ready to be a perfect, energetic specimen of mastery, I guess you could say. But this month is where we start to get serious. We actually start to use that energy for something. Okay. And I am teasing you a bit with that because this lesson is not an actual technique in as much as it is a way to further empower you. And so this is something that I have termed AetherVision. And this is a tenet of the learning pillar, fuel from afar. And so you're going to learn how to use fuel from afar through a picture or a video. So it's also a little bit of sight beyond sight as well. So both of them together will make what I'm about to show you. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you. So let's flip this camera around and get started. Alrighty, folks. So to access this tenet of your forever increasing toolkit, we're going to have to go to a browser. And you're going to look up this simple term. And I'm not used to filming and typing, so this will be interesting. So I'm just looking up Bastion by Aetheric, and then type in YouTube. That's right, it's that simple. No passwords or hidden things to do to make it happen. And so let's see. Looks to be the very top one up here. Okay, so this is my secret little channel. And so let me describe what we're looking at here. So this, let me zoom out a little bit. So actually, no, let me flip back to me. Okay, so what this is, and the whole idea of fuel from afar, is to give you guys access to highly specialized and very powerful subtle energy devices, ether devices, that are made for multiple people to access them at once and use them for whatever they need to. So if you're dealing with an extra tough NOB, or you're surrounded by toxic people, maybe you're having trouble sleeping, maybe you're feeling low on energy, maybe you want to heal someone else and you want some extra backup and some extra firepower, really whatever you want to do, as long as it's virtuous in nature, you can access these devices and use them for whatever you want. Okay, and so that's why these were made, and that's why they look very strange and very eclectic. Every piece on these devices, you'll see a bunch of ether attached to them, glued to them, taped to them with metallic tapes. It's meant to juggle dozens, if not hundreds, of energies and intelligences and intentions all at once. So it's made to be a community device that anyone can access. And I'll tell you really quick, this is not just for Bastion members. This is an open YouTube channel. So if you have any friends that you feel are open to anything like this, you can share it with them. They do not have to be a Bastion member. However, for the very precise training on how to use them and to use them at their full power, being a member is helpful because I'll be teaching you all that. So in any case, that's just what these things are. So I'm going to go flip back and walk you through it. So, okay, so Bastion by Aetheric, and literally that's what this channel is made to do, to protect and to rectify, to fix anywhere on Earth instantly. So you can access these devices through nothing more than a picture or a video. And we're going to go further into how this works and why it works in a following lesson this month. But for now, I thought it'd be fun to just kind of throw you in the water and see what you guys feel without any training at all. I thought that'd be fun. And so I think we're just going to watch, because all of these are at least 3 minutes. And it's funny because usually I don't like 33 or too many threes. I feel like it has an occult significance that is not positive. but I played these along to certain songs, and they, and the moment that I wanted to stop them at always ended up being around 3:03. So what can you do? In any case, let's play about 30 seconds of one, and I'll be silent, and then just watch, and then I'm going to describe kind of what it does and how to best use it. So the first one I have on my channel here, and it has the most views of all of them, I believe, because it's the first one, is called Blue Renewal. And you'll notice that they say clockwise or counterclockwise. So I have these things rotate on a spinning plate, and I feel like the rotation helps, and I'm jumping ahead a little bit, so I won't get into it yet, but you'll notice that they spin. And so we're going to go ahead and click this, and I will mention really quick that Blue Renewal is made to be a healing device. So it's meant to heal, to soothe, to empower. It's not meant to beat down negative or toxic energies or entities, though it will do that. Just because of the nature of ether, but it is specialized for healing and soothing and empowerment. So let's go ahead and just watch 30 seconds of this, and then I'll tell you some more.
It started with, if you have cats, it's a plus. When she first met my cats, she came over with a bunch of treats and toys. I never...
Great. All right. And my advice is to up the quality. Oh, it actually is up pretty high, but I'll make it even higher. There I am. All right, let's watch for a minute. I'm gonna turn up this music because I quite like it. Okay, I think that's a good idea to get what's going on here. And so what's playing in the background is one of my favorite healing pieces. It's Beethoven, is it Symphony 7? I forget. But it's one of my favorite pieces by Beethoven, and I've always found it very healing. And if you listen closely, you'll also hear a certain tone. It's a binaural beat that is also made to help with healing. Alright, so in any case, why do I have this spinning? For whatever reason, whenever an object or energies spin, in which they often do in nature, as you'll see in hurricanes, tornadoes, whirlpools, that light, they say it travels in a wave, but some theorize that it actually travels in a spiral, and we see it as a wave because we can only see it from one way. So it seems like all these different things are spiraling. Energy likes to spiral. And so I brought this into practice with this device here, and I thought if I have it spinning and it engages people and you focus on it in a spiral motion, and it's going to get a little loud now. Let's turn that down a teensy bit. By having it spiral, it centralizes and focuses your efforts, and it makes it more crystalline and more concise. And all you have to do is look at this video and open your heart to it. So whatever you want it to accomplish for you, whatever you want it to fix or help soothe, feel that feeling, feel that pain or that fear or that perception of shortcoming, and feed it to this. And imagine your heart opening up and threads coming out and getting tangled into these things. And as it gets tangled in this turbine, it pulls the threads out of you. So it pulls out negative threads, implants, spells, karmic ties, whatever you believe is going on or is actually going on. Spill it forward and let it be sucked up into this little turbine.
I spent a lot of time going and working with neuroscientists to help my brain.
What I can do actually is I'm going to change memberships because I have one that doesn't do ads.
Go into these different states.
Damn. That's better. Okay, so let's just do another one while I'm continuing to talk here. Let's see. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Whatever you got to do. Let's do the globe, because that's a really unique one. This guy. And so that's really it. So whatever you end up feeling and that you want to have feel better about yourself or etc., feed it through your heart as threads that get tangled up and pulled by this thing. And this one here, the globe, is actually, it's a mix. It's a hybrid. So it helps to soothe you and it helps to heal, but it also helps to nullify negative energies and negative individuals that you feed it to. And so if you mentally place in a person or a place and just wish it to be rectified or made positive or fixed or healed, just put it in there mentally. Just give it a little push. And imagine it being tangled up. This one here is especially good if you have, entities bothering you, which some members will have. People with bright hearts like ours do get messed with. And if you're feeling, randomly anxious or like you're being watched, or you have insomnia or nightmares, doing this will help you tremendously. And the reason I made this whole channel and this technology is so that if you do not have Ether, you can still use Ether anywhere in the world. So those of you overseas who have not yet received your specialized device, I implore you to give this a try and see what you can do and see how well you can access it and how wide you can open your heart and bare yourself and bare your sufferings and your wishes and etc. to these videos and to allow them to help you. Okay, and I'll mention one more thing before we wrap up. So as I mentioned, we have the healing one, Blue Renewal, and then we have the globe, which can kind of really do whatever you want to throw at it. But then we have these other ones. We have Golden Knight and we have Jade Origin. So the Jade Origin was the first one that I made. That's why I call it Origin, and it's green, so Jade. And Golden Knight is, of course, golden. But I called it Knight because this is made to be the absolute best at defending you and protecting you from negative energies or individuals or harassment. So let's do, I guess, the clockwise one. And so what this is for is, and you notice these little cavities here? Each one of these, a person can be placed into, or a place, or a group, or however you want to interpret it. And these little vacuoles, these little resonant chambers, can allow an idea or a connection to a person to persist while the radiance and the resonance of the surrounding ether can process it. And while that is being processed there, you can also imagine there's a thread connecting that person to this little vacuole. And so that thread is being pulled away from them like a sweater that keeps unraveling. And you're pulling away their negative energies, their connections. So they're going to pull other threads to where they get their power from. And all of that's going to be pulled into this tangle and wrapped up and just pulled and processed. And I won't tell you too much more because I don't want to give any spoilers as to future lessons. But I want to give you some ideas on how to use this as a remote tool, as a self-defense tool. And the good part is there's so many vacuoles and openings that you can put in multiple people at once. And if other Bastion members and other people around the world want to use the same vacuoles, it actually gets stronger. The more targets are placed into them, it activates more of the ether, and so you get actually a greater energy response. So unlike most things in the physical world, this gets better the more load you place on it. It gets stronger. So never feel like, oh, I'm, if I use this, I'm taking it away from someone else. No, you're making it work better for them. Okay? So whatever you have to connect to this, I implore you to give it a try. And I guess I could just, before I wrap up, just kind of go into a little bit of what's going on here. So you'll see various different types of ether attached to this big ether device, which is the tangle itself. And it has multiple layers. It has inclusions, so it has various crystals, metals, stones, gems within it, and also attached to it. So these are essentially supercomputers of energy, made in a natural shape as to best harbinge and encourage and proliferate virtuous energies. And yeah, and that's really it, guys. Oh, I guess I will mention also that a lot of these are attached with silicone glue. You might be able to see a glob somewhere. Maybe not, but silicone glue can also be programmed. So if you attach things with silicone glue and you know how to program, it can also become ether. So this thing is just incredibly complex and powerful. And you might notice that whenever you feel anxiety or stress or just totally pooped and exhausted, to give this a try. You might be having an energetic affliction affecting you. And this can peel it away, and this can save you from it. And having your own ether can help a lot as well. And if you already have ether, that's great, but this will still be useful to you. Because while your ether is quite strong, it's not a complex device like this. And the more you practice and train to connect and feel this through video, you are training your psychic abilities to perceive energy through a picture and video. And that will apply not just to receiving energy from afar, fuel from afar, like with these devices, but it will help with reading energies of people through pictures or places through pictures. You're training that muscle. And that will come very much in handy. And our next lesson will dive into precisely that. So I thought I'd give this to you as kind of a preamble, as a practice for the next lesson. So I implore you guys to watch some of these, and they all have instructions in the description. Let me see here. So, except for this one. Well, it's okay. Most all of them have descriptions, okay? All the tangles do for sure. And it's all pretty much the same. It's pretty much what I described to you guys, but if you want to see it in text, many of them do have it in text. Okay, let's go ahead and turn this camera around. All right, folks. Well, that is it. That's your first lesson in the learning pillar of Fuel from Afar. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will just say one last thing before we wrap up for today. I know these devices look messy, okay? But that is kind of the genius of genuinely powerful energy technology, is if it looks symmetrical and it looks perfect and very pretty, it's probably not as strong as it could be. Real energetic power comes from asymmetry. It comes from resonance. It comes from something different over here and something different over here, and how they interact and the fields they create, the unique shapes. Because energy is not symmetrical, it's not neat. It kind of flows and is fluid and changes and grows and shrinks and spins and twirls and spirals. So I implore you to please forgive the messy look and appearance of these devices. Every single piece that's on those devices, I felt for, and I dowsed where to put them, and then I placed it exactly where it wanted to be. And that's why it looks like this, is because it wanted to look like this. The energy guided me to make it like that. And so if you try these without judgment and give them an honest effort, you will notice an incredible increase in your power, because you have a whole army of incredibly powerful, large, and complex devices in your back pocket. And you can either watch the video or you can take a screenshot of it, because the picture works just as well. But I will mention the spinning does help. So if you can watch the video and if you can listen to the audio, it will help you focus. It will help you achieve what you need to achieve. And so with that, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching. The next lesson will drop. Well, I have a few days off actually, so maybe by this weekend. It's a complex lesson. It's a very advanced skill, but I'm going to break it down in the way that I know best. So I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. Please enjoy I guess it's Wednesday, so enjoy the middle of your week. Any questions or comments, just leave it down below, as you always will. And so happy again to see you guys here for the second month. You have no idea what's coming your way. It is going to blow your mind, and you're going to be able to do amazing things. And so I look forward to it. And with that, I wish you all a happy day. I'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye.